Alright guys, this is part 2 of how India Love slept with my now ex-husband at the time, and she very much knew that he was my husband at the time. She knew me, she knew him, she was out with us both as a couple. So I want to make that very clear. I don't want to go back and forth about that. I know a lot of people were like, well, she didn't know, so it's not her fault. No, she knew. Okay, that's that. That's that. Let's stop there. Let's not go back and forth about it. Another thing I want to add is that this happened in 2021. 2021 is when she slept with my husband. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my story. Where it ended was that we walked into the restaurant. Through the back of the restaurant, I'm thinking that this girl wants to sleep with my man. But then when we walk in, her and YG were in front of us, and then they started holding hands. So when they started holding hands, I was like, okay, cool. I guess she's not here for my man. Like, this is her man, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. That makes more sense, right? Because why would she want my man? So then we get to the restaurant, we sit down, and she sits across from me. She introduces herself, and then we start talking, and she asked me like how long I've been married to my ex-husband, where we met, where we're from, and also like where we live. And she kind of shared a little bit about herself. Her main point and her reason for being there was because she wanted to get into the music industry, and YG has suggested that she meet with him, because that's usually how writers work. Writers, they meet with the artists that they're going to be working with and get a little bit of a gist of who they are, and then they're able to kind of like create their music and their persona, right, based on their persona. So boom, she tells me that, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's cool. So we're there for like 2 hours, and I really get to know her. She really gets to know me. And then the night ends. I'm ready to go. I'm not trying to be out all night. So boom, we go home. Next morning I wake up. This girl added me on Instagram, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we're friends. You know, that's cool. Me and my ex go to the gym. She's like sending messages like, oh, y'all are so cute, goals. We go to Vegas. He's being real weird with his phone, like just always on his phone, trying to get back to work. I'm like, why are you on your phone? He's like, I just want to go back to work. Like, I need to write for YG. Like, I need to make sure that like it's good business. And I'm like, all right, cool. So we get back home. For the next 4 weeks, like, he's always saying that he's working late, and that he also can't come home on those nights because YG lives too far, so it's making it real difficult. And also they are drinking and smoking, so you know, that's just, he just can't come home. I don't love that. I'm a little bit suspicious. When me and him are going to the gym, she's still like always on my stories, like looking at my stories. And I get it, like, we have our friends who are constantly looking at our stories because those are our friends, but like, why is she on my story? She's supposed to be like low-key kind of famous, you know. She's never on my story. She shouldn't be on my stories. Like, why is she so concerned with the things that we're doing? We're going to the mall. She's like always looking at us, just everything we do. She's just always watching my story, sending like little messages like, y'all are so cute, blah blah blah. So I'm like, I'm not buying it. Like, something about it is just wrong. So, and then he's always working late, and then every time he comes back home, like, he has like Balenciaga and Cartier, and I'm just like, you just got some money, and like, even the money that you got can't buy you all that, you know. So I don't get it, you know. So boom, I decided that I'm going to log into his iCloud through my iPad. So now I do that, and now I have access to all his like his messages. So he says he's gonna go to work, and I already copied his iCloud to my iPad. So as soon as he goes, I'm like looking through everything, and I'm like, oh my god, I was right. I looked at it, and he was sleeping with her. She was telling him like, oh, did you tell her you were going to YG's? Yeah, okay. Do you think she bought it? Yeah, okay, cool. How long are you gonna be here in? I'm about to put this on you. You need to leave her. Just like things like that, you know, like just basically like she knew he was currently with me, and he was lying to me to go to her. She was totally fine with that. And then she was just basically like, she was sleeping with him, knowing that he's coming back home to his wife. So yeah, when I found that out, I had his location too. So me and my homegirl, my best friend, went out there to like just see the lady, see her. Nah, for real, I was gonna fight her for sure. Like, I was so emotional and enraged that I know I was gonna fight her, even though I know that that's not the right thing to do. That I know that that's what would have happened if I saw her. So I followed his location, and it took me to like a big building, like condos or whatever, but it didn't tell me what apartment he was at. It just said that he was in there. So we stood out there for like 2 to 3 hours, and then my friend wanted to go get sprinkles. So to this day, like every time I see that cupcake, I think about how I sat outside of a complex waiting for my cheating husband to come out so I could fight the girl. So he never came out. We had to leave. I wasn't about to be sitting out there the whole time. On my way there, I told him, like, I'm on my way home. I know where you were at. I know what you've been doing. I know who you've been with. When you get back home, all your stuff is going to be bleached and burned. Our marriage is done. My whole world shattered. Like, all my dreams, like, I know if you've been married, then you know what it is. Like, when you're married, you plan for forever. Like, you plan a whole life together, and then when you are breaking up, it's like that future is over, you know? So you have to rethink everything. But obviously at the moment, you're not rethinking everything. You just know that, like, the path that you thought you carved for yourself is like no longer the path that you're gonna take, you know? So I was like mourning the future that I created in my mind, you know? Like, I knew we were never gonna have children. I knew that I didn't even know how I was gonna tell. Look, I even get emotional thinking about it. I didn't even know how I was gonna tell my family that I made a mistake, you know, that I believed that I was more than mad at anybody, honestly. Even at that very moment, I knew that I was mad at myself for believing in somebody, believing in the wrong people, you know, and being so naive. Like, I realized how naive I was, because at the moment I genuinely believed that if you're good to people, they'll be good back to you, you know? So, and that's a pain that I carry with me for the rest of my life. Like, it's like a scar, you know, because I'm never gonna be that girl again. Like, I went in like so sweet, you know, and like now, like, every time I talk about it, it hurts me, you know? But it's not because I miss him, or it's not because I'm mad at her. It's because I'm sad for myself. Like, I'm sad that I was hurt like that, you know? I really feel like I didn't deserve that, you know? But again, I played myself. I believed in the wrong people. I fell in love with somebody's potential and not with their actual character, you know? And this is not to bash India, okay? This, again, I'm just here and to say this because I saw everything that's going on, and I wanted to share my experience. Like, this is my experience with her, you know? You guys could do whatever the hell you want with it. You could believe me. You don't have to believe me. I'm not going to share who my ex-husband is. Like, and another thing too, I never shared I never shared that he slept with India because he wanted to be famous. You know, he wanted to be a rapper. So the minute that I associated him with her, he was going to think he was dope, and he was going to like, And even her, she never really wanted to tie herself with him, because I'm sure now she thinks of him as weak as hell, you know? But yeah, that's my story, you know? And I did forgive him. Honestly, I did forgive him. And we worked on our marriage for about 5 months after that, but I never could forgive him. Like, I tried to forgive him, and we worked on it for a couple months, and I never could forgive him. Like, I never could love him the same. And I wanted to be an example for, like, my niece and everyone else in my family and my friends, that, like, when things don't go the right way or the way that you envisioned, it's okay to say that you were wrong. And you can always, like, again, I'm gonna cry, but, like, you can always just admit that you were wrong and just start from scratch, you know? It's cool. We all sometimes, like, shit hits the fan and you make a mess out of your life, but you start from scratch and you go right back at it, you know? So now I have a divorce on my record, you know? But it's cool, you know? And I never really wanted to talk about it, but now I am, you know? I even talked about it with my coworker, and I've known her for like the last 3 years. I never told her who my ex cheated on me with, but I'm glad I got to get it off my chest. And I appreciate TikTok. I think you guys are more good than bad 95% of it has been love, so thank you very much.